All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now. Okay, so you should be looking at my Teamzy dashboard now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with that setup process. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and take advantage of a free 30-day trial of Teamzy. That's gonna let you sort of actually jump in and test out the system, no credit card necessary. You're just gonna really get to hit the ground running and see if it's right for your business at the end of the 30 days. So first tip is to get that 30-day trial set up. Once you've done that, you're gonna notice the system just kind of drops you right on the setup page. So it kind of holds your hand through that process. Now, when you're ready, if you've been kind of clicking around, familiarizing yourself, and you want to get back to the setup, in the upper right-hand corner of your Teamzy, you've got a little wheel that's going to unfold for you the setup wizard. So if we click on setup wizard, it'll bring you back to that page that you're more familiar seeing, sort of the page that you would see when you first logged into Teamzy. So our setup process is 3 quick steps. We're going to keep this as painless as possible. So first step is going to be setting your income goal. So when you're setting your income goal in Teamzy, because our system is more than just a tracking app, you're actually going to be working to generate leads every day. So Teamzy is built as a lead generation system. So first step, we're actually going to help you create a 12-month income goal. We're going to use that income goal to tell you the number of highly productive activities, connections, invites, and additions to your database that you'll need to make every day in order to stay on track with that overall income goal. And I'll show you what that looks like when we go through the breakdown. Okay, so step 2 in the setup process is going to be creating your powerful why statement. So you're gonna stop and consider, why did I get into this business? And we've got a really great exercise that basically walks you through that, because we know that anytime you're trying to make a change in your business or anything outward facing, it kind of has to start internally with the self-talk and things like that. So that's what your powerful why is. It ends up being your resilient message to yourself of why you should be persevering through that challenging moment or pushing through a quitting point. Okay, so that's gonna be your powerful why statement. Step 3 in the setup process, this is gonna be the meat, okay? So this is gonna be when we import your contacts. I know this can be the scary part, but really we're gonna make it as painless as possible for you. I know that you need to import from LinkedIn and then from Facebook, then maybe from your Beachbody back office. Not to worry, Teamzy will let you bring in multiple files. You'll just need to, you'll have the option to tag them, and then what's great is Teamzy has a duplicate filter built in. So it's gonna try and work alongside you to, excuse me, to catch as many of those duplicates as possible. So we'll go ahead and hit start on that page, and we're right into the setup process. So first step, like I mentioned a moment ago, is setting that income. So you wanna consider your next 12 months. What do I wanna grow my business by, okay? This is not a number that just hangs out in Teamzy. We are actually going to use this to prompt you to connect with certain individuals every day. So this is gonna be the number that we use to crunch based on our algorithm to let you know how many people you need to connect with every single day and when, who and when. So we'll hit continue here. Once we're satisfied with our income goal, and the system's going to immediately start to crunch those numbers. So based on $100,000, the system lets me know I need to connect 2,899 times in the next 12 months. Okay, that can sound like a lot, but really if you stop and think about how many people you connect with on a daily basis, let alone weekly and then monthly, then yearly, the number's usually staggering. This is just an intentional approach. So you're just setting your eyes on the prize. So we'll hit continue here, and the system is now going to give me bite-sized chunks. So yeah, it laid it out for me on a 12-month basis, but now it's like, okay, here's where you really need to focus every day. So 2,899 connects actually breaks down to 6 connects to my prospects, 4 to my customers, and then 3 to my coaches. So that's a much more feasible, load every day. So what you can do is decide, okay, is that what I wanna go for, or do I wanna go for a stretch goal? Am I gonna challenge myself a little bit? So we've given you your baseline based on the goal that you set for yourself. But if you're thinking, you know what, I connect with that many people in the blink of an eye, I'm gonna go for 10 prospect connections, or I wanna go for checking in with 6 of my customers, then you can totally do that. You've got the option to click in any of these fields, and you can always override the suggested goal. We're giving you your immediate path or your baseline, okay? So if you need to go ahead and challenge yourself from there, you can do so. All right, in addition to the connection goal for your prospects, customers, and coaches, you're also going to have a connection goal. You're also going to have goals for daily invites and daily additions. So daily invites, for anyone who might be thinking, what does she mean specifically by invites? Intentional calls to action. Anytime you invite someone to join you for a challenge group, an event, and just to try a product, anything like that, that's going to constitute an invite. Those activities get you that much closer to meeting your goals. So that's why we've got a specific goal for you set up. Okay. Your daily additions goal, that's going to be the lead generation aspect of this whole thing, where Teamzy's constantly got you conscious of the fact that you need to be introducing new individuals to the products and services that you offer every day. So that's going to be your daily ads goal. So these can also be altered. So if you're thinking, you know what, I actually want to add 10 people to my database every day. Some people are on a different goal plan. You can always update Teamzy to work alongside you. So you've got that customization factor if you need to. Otherwise, you can accept the recommended. So we'll hit continue when we are through with the goals and we are on to the second step in the setup process. So this is going to be that creating the powerful why statement. You're going to you can watch this video. Any of the videos on each page are basically going to take you through what I'm talking about live. So we'll hit continue, and it's actually going to take us to the exercise that I mentioned. So this exercise, if you've never created a powerful why statement before, or if you're thinking I've never even journaled or anything like that, this will kind of pull out of you what the powerful why needs to be so that it's effective. So just answer a question at a time. Why did you become a coach? What did you hope to accomplish? Little by little, the answers to these questions start to work on you, and the overall powerful why will take shape. The powerful why you want to actually be populated in this bottom field. So if you're thinking to yourself, Jay, I answered all of the questions, but now my why statement is not on my dashboard. What you want to do is actually come back to your setup process and make sure that your powerful why statement is saved in this bottom field. Okay, so when you are ready to save your powerful why, you can just hit continue on the bottom of this page, and we're on to the third step in the setup process. So this is going to be that importing, okay? I'm going to have a couple of tips for you, so if you want to grab a pen and paper just to jot down like the order of importing, kind of some tips for navigating your social media platforms, things like that. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say here, when you're importing contacts into Teamzy, I recommend that you start with your Beachbody customers and coaches. Okay, I'm going to say that again. So when you're importing contacts into Teamzy, I recommend that you start with your Beachbody customers and coaches. If you need help with that process, there's a little video here that walks you through it really quickly. Next, once you've got your customers and your coaches imported into Teamzy, you're going to go ahead and bring in any of your custom Excel spreadsheets, okay? If you're someone that's created a customized spreadsheet, you can go ahead and import that into Teamzy. But I recommend that you do that after your customers and your coaches, okay? So we're going customers, coaches, any custom Excel spreadsheets. From there, I recommend that you bring in your email services, so Gmail or Outlook or anything like that. Last, but certainly not least, okay? Go ahead and bring in your social media files. So Facebook, or if you've created a manual Instagram list, those should come in last. The only reason that we recommend this is because the truth is that social media sites have to adhere to higher security protocols, so they can't just release their users' data to you. So they can only give you first and last name. In that case, it's still vital to bring in those lists because now you've got it all in one place. We're creating a master list, so you're not having to scrub from multiple locations, eating up a lot of your valuable time, okay? So definitely bring in your Facebook. If you want to consider creating an Instagram list manually, I recommend doing that because that's it's a beneficial source for connecting with people. However, if you're going to bring them in, just make sure you bring them in last, okay? So social media platforms, last. Alrighty, so that's going to be my, my recommendation for the order that you import your contacts into Teamzy. Now, from there, about your Facebook export specifically. Okay, if you have not tackled this point yet, if you're thinking, I don't even know yet how to export my Facebook contacts, it's okay. When you're ready, you can watch this video and it'll walk you through it. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Jay, I requested my Facebook data, Facebook never sent me the file, it's been days or even hours. What's happening is that Facebook is going through some changes. They've adjusted the way that users can pull data. So what you need to do is actually go back to your Facebook. I'll show you that. I'm just going to open up a screen here. If you've been waiting for your Facebook data more than a couple of days or even more than a few hours, to be honest, you can always just go back to your Facebook, go over to the settings section by clicking in the upper right-hand corner. And then at the very bottom of your general account settings, you're going to have that download a copy option. When you click download a copy this time, it's going to say download my archive. Instead of it saying start my archive like it does here, it'll say download. When you click on it, it's automatically going to launch that file. Okay, so that's my one tip with Facebook. If you've been waiting on your file for a while from Facebook, log back in, it may be waiting for you. Okay, so that's my tip for Facebook. Ultimately, this video is going to walk you through importing those files into Teamzy when you're ready, but I'll show you how to do that here. Teamzy, like many other online systems, we have to have files in certain formats so we can accept the information. If you're ever unsure, it's listed right on the import page here. Okay, so you can import a Facebook file, a COO, so that's going to be any file that comes out of your Beachbody back office. And then you've got your CSV files, comma, separated, value. So this is the very common format that almost all Excel spreadsheets can be saved in. So ultimately, if you're wondering, I don't know if this file is going to be accepted, you can just select the file and Teamzy will tell you yay or nay, okay? So we'll go ahead and choose file. I'll select a demo file. Teamzy is going to run that initial screen, and this is what I'm looking for here. File uploaded. So now that I've got my green check mark, I can move forward in the process. If it gave me a little red X and told me there was something wrong with the file, then I know I can check the format or go down and kind of try and troubleshoot the issue. Okay, once you've selected your file appropriately, you can go ahead and click on Advanced Import Options. So this is really cool. When you are consolidating, 4 or 5 lists, 3 or 4 lists down into one, it's going to be great if you can tag these batches of contacts. Like when I bring in all of my Facebook friends, it'll be really nice to say, you know what, these are all Facebook friends, or LinkedIn connections, or a recent challenge group, event attendees. Sky's the limit with tags. What's really great is you're creating sort of a view for yourself so you can tag certain individuals and then view a list of only those individuals, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like in the system. So you can create as many or as few tags as you'd like I said. Once you're satisfied with your tag option, you can hit continue. Once you hit continue, you've got show mapping. So this gives you the opportunity to tell Teamzy where to put your information. But if it says to you that we've successfully mapped all of your columns, that means it put phone numbers in the phone number area, first and last name in the first and last name, and so on. So your information will be easily read. Now, if you're bringing in, a custom spreadsheet that you created yourself, Teamzy may ask for your help, okay? It may show you a screen that looks like this, where it may say, you know what, tell me where to put this detail. And you can, from this drop-down, tell Teamzy, okay, put that in the last name field or put that in the LinkedIn field. You don't need to worry about this unless Teamzy asks for your help, okay? Otherwise, when you get to this screen and you've got all green check marks here, you just hit continue. That's gonna automatically go ahead and bring the contacts in, and you are basically on to the next step in the setup process. So we've done 3 major steps. But now this next portion is really vital to Teamzy's process. Because our system is lead generation based, it's going to help you to connect with people and create consistency with all of your connects. We're gonna actually ask you to take a hard look at everyone that you work with. So prospects, customers, and coaches. And you're gonna say, these are my 5-star customers, my 5-star prospects, 5-star coaches. This is going to send a message to Teamzy that I want to connect with this batch of customers in this frequency. So the breakdown is 5 stars are going to come up for follow-up every 30 days like clockwork. Your 4 stars every 60 days. Your 3 stars every 90 days. Your 2 stars every 120 days. And then your 1 stars will never show up for follow-up. So what I'm going to say here is that everyone comes into Teamzy at a 3-star ranking. So Teamzy kind of applies a security net to everyone so nobody falls through the cracks. Even if it takes you a little time to get through your list and rank everyone where they should be, everybody comes in at 3 stars. So it kind of gives you that safety net where you can continue, you can start to connect with people, and then you can sort of readjust their ranking as you move forward. Again, I'll show you all of this in real time on the next screen. So when we're ready to rank, we'll scroll down and hit rank at the bottom of this screen. It's going to pull up the easiest page from which to do ranking, okay? Especially when you're at this phase where you're ranking every single person that you import, okay? So if you're thinking to yourself at this stage, well, Jay, I brought in 3 lists, now I wanna go back and rank, how do I get to that page? You're gonna log back into your Teamzy. That normally puts you right on the dashboard. On the left-hand side, you can click on Team. This is going to arrange every single contact in your database. So whether they were imported or manually added, they're gonna be right here on this list. If you're ever wondering to yourself, how many people is that total? To the right of the word all, you've got a total number of contacts here. So you can always glance over at that to find out, how many customers, how many prospects, and so on. Okay, so on this list, when you're ready to do some ranking, you can actually click right above the list of names. You have rank mode. So if you click on rank mode, it's gonna automatically display, and right now everybody's at a 3-star ranking. So I would go through and basically try and establish, okay, I recommend, because you usually end up with 200, 300, 400 names, that you do it in batches. So try and establish who your 4 and your 5-star customers, prospects, and coaches are. Then from there, you can always move through your 3 stars as you start to work in Teamzy. So what you would do on this page is basically just click the new ranking. So I would click someone's rank and the system automatically does a save and I can move on to the next name. The same can be said if I come to a name that I realize, Laura's actually a coach on another team, so I can just click delete and remove her from my database outright. Remember that I mentioned to you that you have the option to assign somebody a 1-star rank. That means that they will never come up for follow-up automatically, but then you still have their information on file. So if you need to search for them or anything like that, you can still pull up that info, okay? So as I'm going through this list, again, some are gonna be easier than others, so I would have the option to go through and just cherry pick my 4 and my 5 stars to start. Now, once you've gone through and you feel like you've done your 4 and your 5 stars, I recommend that you toggle or click on type mode. So again, above the list of names at the top, we've got type mode, and I can click on type mode and it's gonna display for me where everyone currently stands as far as their type in the system. Okay, so what I can do here is readjust. So because sometimes the reporting from your back office can be off, or it might be out of date or something, you may need to come in and manually update some folks. Or when you start to bring in your email people and your Gmail, your Facebook and things like that, you're gonna come in and you're gonna need to sort of establish, is this person already a customer? Okay, you're a customer, you're a customer. Again, this page is doing an automatic save with you, so you can readjust what you need to. Just keep scrolling. I can change this person to a customer. I can make you a coach, and so on, okay? You don't need to agonize over, over either of these steps, because you're gonna have the opportunity to always change this as your relationships evolve. Okay, so we've gone through and we've established ranks and we've done some typing. As you're going along, I recommend that you just click on, glance over at the information that you brought over for each contact. So what I would do, let's say if I want to see Becky's information, I can click on Becky's name. Now this becomes her profile over and to the right. So what I can do is scroll down and I can see contact-based information. Do I have email address, phone number, social media links, personal details? And I can actually add that as I'm moving through the list. So I can say, you know what, Becky and I connected by email, so I have her email address. I'll click in that field, update the email address, and then what I can do is just click anywhere else on the screen. The system gives me a success message, meaning that it saved it automatically and I can move on to the next, to my next task. So you would just, I recommend that you glance over at that information so that you can stack the odds in your favor. Add as much information as you need to on the front end so you can start working your power hours. Okay, another tip when you're setting up is to be conscious of that tagging feature. So we used it so far when we were importing, where that allowed us to apply and import a tag to 100 names all at once. But let's say, you know what, Marlo is interested in my upcoming challenge group. I can actually, right here where it's already got him established as the Facebook tag, I can click here and say, challenge group 518. That will create that tag in real time. It now tags that for Marlo, and I now can always click on this tag on the left-hand side, and I can view anyone that I've associated with that tag. So these are ways for you to create your own viewable lists. If you've got campaigns that you want to do, emails that you want to send out, if you want to add everyone to a list or tag them all, and then you can just quickly, you know, connect with people down the list. So you've got the option to kind of create your own filtered or viewed lists with your tags. Okay, so that's going to be how you can create tags directly in the system. At any point, if you're looking at your all and you want to see just your customers, on the left-hand side here, I guess middle left, you've got an option to view recent ads. So this is going to show you anyone that you've added to the system in the last 2 weeks. You've got prospects. So if you want to see just your prospects right now, you can see just your customers, and it's going to narrow the view based on what you click on the left. Okay, so that's going to be sort of how you can view your list differently, how you can filter it, how you can adjust information in real time. Once you've gotten through what we've talked about so far, where you've ranked everyone, well, you've imported, ranked, prioritized, and typed everyone, you're ready to hit the ground running. You can now lean into Teamzy for its Power Hour use. So for that, we're going to head over to your dashboard. Once you're on your dashboard, I want you to consider this your virtual accountability partner, okay? So even if you're thinking, you know, I'm not as connected to my team as I'd like to be, this is a really great way for you to keep your eyes on your goals, but then constantly be working an actual system, okay? Without having to enlist an entire team if you don't have access to one right now. So with that in mind, you've got access to your daily activity goals. These are going to be based on the income goal that we set at the beginning. Remember, not just a pretty placeholder. So we've got 8 prospect connections today, 4 customers and 3 coaches. What I would do is scroll down to what's known as my Who's Up Next section. So this is my Power Hour hub, guys. This is what's going to arrange for me who I need to connect with and when, every single day. Without me having to scrub any lists, without me having to go and check multiple locations, I've now consolidated all of that by bringing it all into one place. So I would simply, I've got 8 prospects to connect with, so I see who the next name is. I know that Eric Johnson is coming up for follow-up here because he is a 5-star who I have not connected with in the last 30 days. So Teamzy is monitoring the last point of communication as well as their priority to you. So if you're thinking, why does this person keep coming up on my dashboard? They may be too high in rank. Or if you're thinking, you know what, this person needs to come up more frequently, then you want to move their rank up, okay? So from the dashboard, right from the screen without clicking anywhere else, I can go ahead and connect with Eric. So this becomes his connect section to the right. What I would say is just jot down the nature of the conversation. I can make it, I can literally copy and paste. That's what I like to do, so I know exactly what I send people. Or it can be a synopsis. This is a note to you from you so that you know where you picked off, so that you know where you pick up less, where you're going to pick up next. Okay, so once you've jotted whatever your description is of the conversation in the little conversation box, you would indicate how you connected with that person. Because I know that everyone that you're working with, you know, some like email, some like text. So we let you choose how you're connecting with people so that you know, again, where you left off and where you're going next. All right, so let's say, so you would indicate where you connected with that person. You have the option here to mark whether it was an invite so that you can track that against your goal. And then ultimately we would log connect. But as you're getting started, you may need some access to information about this person. So, you know, Eric may come up and I'm thinking, how do I even know this person? I know who Eric is, obviously. Eric is the creator and founder of Teamzy. So for sake of argument, let's say you're not sure who the person is that pops up on your Who's Up Next list. You have access directly from the dashboard to their activity feed. So this will let you know, okay, have I logged any connections with this person in the past? Where did we leave off last? You've also got access to their details. So if you click on the details tab, this is gonna let you see, okay, it looks like I've got an email address, social media links, phone number. Oh, that's right, it looks like Eric and I are Facebook friends. This is where these tags really come into play, okay? This is how you're really gonna be able to leverage when you've created those lists to just be able to start connecting with those people. So I can come in here and I can say, oh, that's right, Eric and I connect through Facebook. Now I know the origins of that relationship. When you're getting started, sometimes it's a great way for you to have a source to go over and check, have I connected with them ever before? If you haven't, like in this case, I have never connected with Eric. So I would basically just decide what I want to say. I could sit here and agonize over what I'm going to say and, you know, how am I going to personalize this? How do I make them feel like it's a message just to them? This has a tendency to really eat up more of your valuable time when in actuality that's not reproducible. You cannot do that for every single person in your database unless you're serving 10, 20 people, okay? When the point is to grow your business sustainably, every action needs to be reproducible. So when you're at a point where you're trying to connect and start 20, 30 conversations at a time, it's important for you to be able to lean into reproducible features. So we have built in scripts and dialogues right into Teamzy for you so that you can, in fact, grab a script, customize it or not, send that out and start a conversation. This is going to allow you to leverage those really busy times in your life. Okay, so let's say I wanted to send Eric a quick message. I don't know what to say. In the upper right-hand corner, his script option is here. So I'll click on scripts and Teamzy is actually going to allow me to select how I want to connect with this person. So do you plan on sending this message through Facebook, through email, or whatever the case may be? I'm going to send the Facebook message. So it's going to bring up all of the saved scripts that we have in the system. You can go through the scripts and choose, but you'll notice we have them titled by connect 1, 2, 3, follow-up 1, all the way down to follow-up number 10. So, not sure if you've heard, but most sales close between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. So many of us leave money on the table because we are not conscious of that fact. So in Teamzy, what we're giving you the opportunity to do is not run yourself ragged coming up with 10 different personalized messages for every single prospect. You can reuse scripts in the system. These are seeds that you're planting. The conversation is going to take form, and that's when the personal aspects get layered in. Okay? So lean into your scripts. I would basically, if I want to send connect number 1, I would click on it on the left. We've got a quick copy option at the bottom. I'll click quick copy. I'll click copy script, and that's going to highlight and copy. I can close this box and go ahead and drop it right in here. I do this so that I can update the name. Honestly, my Facebook Messenger ends up being that tiny and I can't see anything. So for me, I update the message here and then I do another copy and paste. So because Teamzy does not send Facebook messages or text messages or anything like that directly, this is going to be copied and pasted into my Facebook tab. I usually keep them side by side so I can just go back and forth. I find the person I want to send the message. I drop it in there. I come back to my Teamzy. I would now, from this drop down, tell the system how I sent the message. I would indicate, am I inviting him to anything? Is this a call to action of any kind? And if it's not, I can just simply log connect. This automatically updates my dashboard in real time, letting me know, okay, I can always glance up there and say, all right, I've got 6 more prospect connections, 4 customers, 3 coaches. It's working alongside me, okay? It has also removed Eric from my list of follow-ups for today. So I only focus on the people that I need to focus on. Yes, there might be a list of 1,000 names in my entire database, but today, these are the people that warrant my attention, resource, and time based on their priority in the last time I connected with them. A systemized approach to your business. Okay, so what you would do is basically when you're going through your power hours, just keep humming along. You would, okay, I've got 7 prospects left. I would go down to the next person. It looks like it's Marlo. I've got the option to click his activity, details. Okay, it looks like Marlo is a Facebook friend of mine and he's a part of my upcoming challenge group. You know what, let me, I want to give him a call and see if he's interested in being a part of that challenge group. So let's say we chat about challenge group and I can add as many details as I'd like to there because again, this is a note to me from me so that I know where we left off. I can indicate here that we spoke by Facebook message. I am inviting him to my challenge group, so I'll check mark that it's an invite. You'll notice that we give you options for stipulating what types of invites. So you've got free group, challenge group, business opportunity, or to try the product. So this gives you a way to pull reports so that you can see, you know what, how many invites have I sent today for the upcoming event or for my upcoming challenge group. These are really great when you're working with a larger team to keep everybody accountable. Okay, so I would indicate that it's a challenge group invite, and I could click log connect. But you know what? Marlo has to run right now. I really want to follow up tomorrow with all of the details, let him know how pumped I am that he's going to join me. But if I hit log connect and Marlo is a 4-star over here, he's not coming up for 60 days. So don't grab your calendar app, don't grab your Post-it notes or update your Excel spreadsheet. What you can do is actually set the pending follow-up right in Teamzy directly from this screen. So what you would do in the upper right-hand corner of that immediate connect box, you've got default follow-up set. So that's telling me that it's going to set Marlo's next follow-up based on his priority default. So that's going to be that 30, 60, 90, 120 days. If you're thinking, no, I need to follow up with Marlo tomorrow, go ahead and click the drop-down. It's going to let you choose when you want to see this person come back up on your list so that you don't have to then go and search for them tomorrow. They're just automatically going to get served up to you. So let's say I want to connect with Marlo tomorrow. I would go ahead and select tomorrow and hit log connect. This automatically sends that same message to the dashboard that I have completed yet another prospect connection. It's tracked my invite in real time, and it removed Marlo from my list of follow-ups for today. But you're thinking to yourself, I just set a follow-up. How do I check my follow-ups? I want to make sure that I know where to go. Perfect. Anytime you need to access your follow-ups list, the follow-ups that you custom create. In addition, every day to the prospect list, customer list, coaches list, you will also have a custom follow-ups list. This is going to arrange for you anyone that you told Teamzy, no, the default is fine, but I need to follow up with this person tomorrow, in 2 weeks, in 3 months, okay? Because the follow-up option lets you set that out as far as you need to. So as you're getting familiar with the system and building the habit, we are going to have little notifications built here. So every day when you log in, you'll be able to know, even if it's just, if you're just logging in for the day and you're looking at your activities, this will have a notification if that was due today. It would have a little 1 in a red circle. So it'll always update you if you do have any pending follow-ups. So this is going to be how you manage your follow-ups, as you're doing your power hour sessions. So, but let's say I want to invite Eric to my upcoming challenge group. Eric's no longer on my dashboard. At the top of my list, at the top of my page, I have a search button. So I can always type in there. I can start by typing his first or his last name. It's going to pull up his full profile. Now from here, I can say, you know what, we connected. Or I can come down further to his follow-up line. And I can tell Teamzy, you know what, I know he's set for a default follow-up, but instead, bring him up in 2 days. Because I'd like to follow up with him in 2 days instead of 30 days from my last connect, okay? So you can always override a follow-up just by searching for the person's name and updating it in their profile. If I go back to my dashboard right now, it automatically saved that, and Eric has been set a pending follow-up for Saturday. The follow-ups list on your dashboard is always going to arrange 5 names at a time. If you're thinking, I've got 10 pending follow-ups, Jay, how do I see all of them? On the left-hand side, you've got your team page. If you click there, in addition to those filtered views that we had, prospects, customers, and coaches, you've also got a follow-ups list and then an upcoming list. So if you click on upcoming, that'll arrange for you based on urgency and color code. It'll kind of give you, in red for past due or due today, that kind of thing. So that's going to be how you access your follow-ups and manage them in the system. As you're going through that initial ranking process and you're looking at this page, you may have current follow-ups set for people on your spreadsheet or in your calendar. You can, if you'd like, say I had a pending follow-up from Melanie. I could always click on Melanie's name because this becomes her full profile. I can check my, paper and pen copy if I've got one, or my Excel spreadsheet, and I can say, you know what, I've got a pending follow-up for her in 2 weeks, and that will now become her next follow-up. If I check the list, she's now been added. So you can go in there and add as many of your pending follow-ups as you need to because the system is going to monitor those for you. All right, so that's going to be how we monitor follow-ups in the system. As you're going through and let's say that I connected with all 8 of my prospects, I would then move over to my customer list. I'd scroll down and click customers. This is going to work exactly the same way. It's going to arrange for me the names that I need to connect with based on priority and the last point of communication. So this is going to be my highest priority customer who I haven't connected with in a certain amount of time. Same exact process applies. I can pop over here, enter the nature of the conversation, or I can click script to access customer-based scripts, okay? Now, along the lines of the script option, if you find that there are scripts that you really love that you want to save in the system to use, you can actually create your own script here. It's going to give you the opportunity to title that script, and then you can just basically copy and paste it here if you needed to, or you can type it in there verbatim. And then this will give you the option to reuse this in the future, okay? Just like the scripts that we have saved for you. That's going to be another feature that's really great for you to lean into as you're working your power hours. Okay, so we have talked setup, we talked power hours, and then we talked following up like a pro. Now I've got a few more features that I definitely want to share with you guys, but you've been hanging with me, so why don't you guys jump in the question and answer section if you do have any questions right now, and then I'll demo on screen, and then I'll jump back in and share with you the last few features I've got. Ooh, and I will actually share with you my contact information as well, so that you can grab a quick screenshot of that. Okay, so I've got my contact information up on screen now. Feel free to grab that screenshot, and then you can jump in the question and answer if you do have anything specific you want me to touch on. Okay, so we are back in Teamzy. Now, as you're connecting with people, you're going to sell them things, convert them into coach status. So in that case, you can always track a sale either by searching for the person's name. You can click on their name here. It's a hyperlink. It brings you to their overall profile, or you can search for the name through the full list. In any case, in their profile, in addition to the blue connect button, you've also got a sale option. You would click on sale, indicate the type of sale. It's either challenge pack, shake home direct, or other sale for now. We're always looking to sort of refine those options. If you have suggestions, send them over. So in this, you would indicate, okay, I sold someone a challenge pack. I can hit save here. It automatically adds that to their activity record, so I'm keeping track of every time I sell them a product, what they're interested in, things like that. You don't have to use this feature, but it's completely your preference. All right, so that's gonna be how we track sales in Teamzy. Now, as you are selling them things, you are also going to generate income, okay? So on the left-hand side, you've got your business tab. This is going to arrange for you your business statistics. You've got your current income goal, so there's the $100,000 goal there, and now I've got how much money I've actually tracked or how much money I've generated against that goal. So you can choose to enter income by clicking the little plus symbol here, or you can hit add income in the upper right-hand corner. It gives you access to an itemized income report. So you can choose to enter income by date range. So if you want to do monthly, weekly, quarterly, every time you get an earnings statement, it's completely your choice. You'll just enter the commission dollar amount, date range, and you can save that. What's great is that this can be backdated, so if for any reason you feel like you needed to create a side-by-side comparison or anything like that, you have the choice to do so in the system. All right, so that's your income report, and then you've got your total number of customers, your total number of personally sponsored coaches, and then we've got your growth report. Next up is your activities report. Then we've got your ratios broken down: connects to sale, sales to coach, and all-time connects. If you come down far enough, you're gonna reach that activity report that I mentioned that will let you filter by invites. So if I wanna see just my challenge group invite, I can do that. Or if I wanna see just my sales for a certain type of product, I can. So you have those choices, and that lives on your business page there on the left. Alrighty. Now, talking back about your power hours, another feature to keep in mind. I did mention that you cannot send Facebook messages straight through Teamzy, but you can send emails. So if you are a Gmail subscriber, you can actually link your Gmail to your Teamzy so that moving forward, you can send emails directly. For example, Becky came up on my list for follow-up. You know what? I want to send her an invite to my upcoming challenge group. I can select this type here, and I can go to send email. And this time it's got the little new option there. I would click here, and it actually, because I've already successfully done the link to my Gmail account, it brings up a blank email template. I can create the message there in real time, or I can select browse script. This will let me choose any of our email scripts that I may want to use, or I can create and save my own to reuse, okay? So this is particularly beneficial for your challenge group invites, event invites, things that you're gonna send out to a few different people, you know, that you might just change the name, things like that. The information emails that have, you know, product details. Like for example, this is a 21-day fix email. I could hit send as email here. It keeps the person's name here, so I can basically just drop their name in here. I'll say, hi, Becky. I would create a subject line if I wanted to. I can scroll down. You can see that you can include hyperlinks and things like that, and I can send email. It's as quick and easy as that. So this is another one of those features that helps you connect with more people. So you've got your email feature. You just need to know, you need to be a Gmail subscriber if you want to link your email to Teamzy. Okay. If you're thinking, I don't know if I'm linked appropriately, I don't know if the link went through, in the upper right-hand corner, we're gonna click your settings wheel. From there, head down to settings. The middle left is gonna give you access to your integrations option. This, if you have not successfully connected to Gmail, it will have a get connected button. You'll click there and just follow the steps. It's a quick, like 2 or 3 step process. The system basically wants to just make sure that you have, that you're logged into that Gmail account so it can create the link. Okay, so Gmail will allow you to be linked and send emails directly. So go ahead and lean into that feature. Now, last but not least, we know that we'd all love to do things on the go because this life makes us crazy busy. So the truth is, take the time when you've got it. So we do have a really great mobile app created. A mobile site. It's not an app, so you're not gonna go to the app store. You're just gonna open up Safari and go over to, and then type in what you see on my screen now. So what you can see here, app.teamzy.com. So the word app.teamzy.com. Now once you get that into your browser, go ahead and log in, save your login information. And then what I did is I actually have on my, I'm not sure if the screen's gonna let you see it, that's actually my Teamzy app. So what I did is I saved my mobile site to my home screen so that I can tap on that right now and it'll actually bring up my dashboard so that I can know who I need to connect with when. I can pull up people's names if I need to, okay? So you have access to that right from your mobile device if you need to. So feel free to access that. If you're thinking, I don't know how to add to my home screen, go ahead and reach out to me directly and I'd be happy to help. Okay. So that is all of the major features that I wanted to share with you guys tonight about Teamzy. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my contact information up on the screen again. Feel free to jump in the chat or in the Q&A if you have any questions. Otherwise, I know this was kind of like sipping from a fire hose. Get in there, try out the system. If you need help along the way, we're always here to help. I appreciate your time tonight. Thanks so much.